How's it going, everybody? Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel here. Wanted to do a little bit of a product spotlight on some foot pegs that I'm trying out on my 23 KTM 250XC. Had to remember which bike this is. Now, these are the Flo Motorsports, my gosh, I can't even say it. The Flo Motorsports stainless steel pegs. These things are basically indestructible. That's what Flo Motorsports set out to do with these pegs, is just make a peg that is indestructible. And I keep, like, these things are sharp. I've got one ride on these things, and I thought, I didn't even touch anything with them, but I thought, am I gonna like ride them all year long and prove that they're indestructible? Or if I'm just gonna do a product spotlight and say, hey, these things probably are indestructible. They're a little bit, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that I notice with these versus the stock foot pegs. These things in duct tape here are my stock foot pegs off this. I'll roll in some footage, but as you can see, these Flo Motorsports pegs, they're a little bit narrower. They won't stick out as much on the bike. That's something that I noticed is on the new 23 XC bikes and the SX bikes on KTM. The pegs kind of got narrower and stick out more. Now that's probably totally fine for motocross, but if you're gonna do like hard enduro stuff, sometimes you get wedging in between places, and having wider foot pegs might be a little bit of a clearance issue. So you'll notice that these Flo Motorsports pegs are going to not stick out quite as far, and it's gonna be a wider footbed. I'm not sure if it's just something to note. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. Depends on your boots too, if you can feel it. But you are gonna tear up your boots a little bit more. You're gonna have better grip with these Flo pegs because they are stinking sharp, which a lot of people love. I also love that they still have the upward camber to them. Like on the KTM bikes and most of the Japanese bikes, you have an upward camber to the foot pegs. The Flo Motorsports pegs still have that feature with them there. They're also a little bit heavier, just a touch. We're talking maybe, I can't remember, I'll roll in the footage, but I think it's maybe 7 or 8 ounces heavier. So we're not talking a lot, probably something that you would never notice, but it is something that I just thought I would point out. Also, it's a little bit more of a throwback to the aftermarket foot pegs that I had on different bikes in the past. Like there's a bunch of different designs. This is more like the old school shape and design of what we had clear back in like the early, like 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 on the KTM pegs. So when you see them, you'll recognize that shape. KTM is using like a cast molding here with their new pegs, and while I think they're probably totally fine for most people, you could break these. Not sure that not sure that you're going to break the stainless steel pegs. I have broken some cast pegs. I think there's a cast aluminum, die cast or something. I've also broken some of the billet aluminum pegs, but it's rare. In the 10, 12 years I've been doing this, I've only broken maybe 2 or something like that. I used to carry foot pegs in my riding pack after I broke them the first time, and then I went on a string. I haven't broken pegs for years, but these are a set of pegs, like if you're gonna go do like 5 miles of hell or something, or you're gonna go do some hard enduro stuff, or you're gonna be ghost riding your bike in places. That's something you might wanna put on the bike. So it's been so wintry here in Utah. We had a record winter. It is currently like this, like January or April 21st. It feels like January when I'm filming this, and haven't had a ton of time on the bikes because we've had so much snow and it's been so wet. Plus I've been moving. As you can see, this is the new shop. A lot of the B-roll footage that I'm plugging in here was from my old shop. Now I'm in my new shop, and this is one of the first videos that I'm filming in here. So it's a little bit more echoey, and I don't have anything on the walls yet, but I thought I'd just do a spotlight on these pegs. Flo Motorsports makes some really good stuff. They're based out of Arizona. I've met the owner, and really cool company. They make some really cool stuff, like the radiator guards they make, and they've got a number of things on their website. And cool company, cool moto company by people who actually ride. And I like to support companies who are actually in our industry and doing that and trying to push the needle forward and those types of things. So if you're looking for foot pegs, go ahead and take a look for these Flo Motorsports pegs, because I think they're pretty great. And a little bit narrower on the bike, so you'll be able to kind of fit through some tighter spaces a little bit more with these. I mean, it might make your bike up to about 1 inch narrower down by the foot pegs, because you've almost got almost 1/2 of an inch on each one of these pegs where it doesn't stick out as far. So just something to kind of know on that. But be careful, you're gonna wear out your boots. You're gonna wear out the soles of your boots on these things. You'll have good traction, but that will be the thing. So anyway, I appreciate all your support. Hopefully we'll have some more riding videos coming very, very soon. I've got a TM racing bike right over here that everyone has been asking about. I bought it like 3 months ago and haven't been able to put any time on it. So the TM racing, the fuel injected 300 will be a bike I'll be doing a bunch of riding on the next couple of months. And it'll be a sweepstakes bike for June. This is my 23 250XC. It's got the cone valve suspension on this thing and the track shock. I don't think I've ridden it with this setup. I think I rode the bike with these pegs just before I put on the suspension. So it's been, like I said, between moving and the weather and everything, it's been kind of a tough winter. So, but we're here, and I think the sun is going to come out. It's still only 40 degrees today, but the sun's going to come out and we're going to have a spring here, and then we'll start testing this stuff a little bit more intensely. So a lot of cool stuff coming up this summer that I want to do with Dirt Bikes and Dirt Bike Channel, and bring back some of the content that I used to be creating. It's just been a couple of tough years here. With personal life and things going on in the background. So thank you for your support. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you're interested in these pegs, go check them out. I should have the website popped up right here. If you want to support what we're doing, one of the best ways is to use my links to Rocky Mountain ATV. You can go to dirtbikechannel.com, and they got a link there that says Shop Rocky Mountain ATV. After you click those links, you can buy anything they sell, and it helps to support what we're doing here, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So I feel pretty good about that. So yeah, that's what I've got for you guys. Thanks so much. And until next time, leave us in the track.